Oh well, I decided to set up the business after spending quite a few years travelling miles to get to good dog training classes with my own dogs, and realised there was a market for it in the whole area because I was having to travel up to 20-25 miles. There's lots of dog clubs about, but it's really important to find a good one that's going to train in methods that suit your dog. So I just decided to have a go and went from there.
And at that stage you were just travelling from various centres, weren't you?
That's right, yeah. Well, I originally started off doing one-to-one dog training, so travelling to people's homes and training them on a one-to-one basis. Then obviously decided there was a market for classes. People wanted to socialise their dogs, so spent quite a long time ringing around community centres and church halls, trying to find somewhere that would say, yeah, great, let's set up dog training, and found a community centre locally and started from there.
Fantastic. So how many members of staff do you have here at the moment?
Got 6 at the minute, yeah. 2 training instructors along with me, so there's 3 of us that teach the classes. I have 2 girls that do the dog walk-in service, and a couple of girls that help me with the shop and just making sure the classes run smoothly.
And of course we're here at your new training centre. Tell us about the move into here. Okay,
this happened about 3 months ago. I was running 2 nights a week from the local community centre. My waiting list was 8 weeks for a training class. Obviously, with people who have dogs that have problems, they need help straight away. You know, they can't afford to wait 2 months to get some help. So obviously ready to expand. Couldn't get any more hours at the community centre. You know, the 2 nights was it. So I thought, let's go for it. You know, set up the training centre. Now we're full 5 nights and just starting a Saturday. That's why we've got the open day today.
Fantastic. So how long have you been training dogs then?
Training dogs on a personal basis for the last 10 years. On a professional basis, the business has been going for 2 years now, but prior to that I was helping friends and family and, you know, people realising you've got a bit of knowledge and picking your brains. So yeah, I enjoy it.
And of course you're an approved instructor as well, aren't you?
That's right, yeah. I'm an approved instructor with the Academy of Dog Training Behaviour, and I've just got full membership with PACT as well, which is the Professional Association of Applied Canine Trainers.
Reading on your website as well, you're a pet nutrition counsellor.
That's right.
And you're also trained to be a vet nutrition advisor.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that. What's that about?
Okay, the pet nutrition counsellor qualifies me to advise people on the best diet for their dog, because obviously, as I'm sure people will know, diet is so important, not just in dog behaviour but in health as well. The wrong diet is like feeding your children loads of E-numbers, all the colourants and the additives. And I realised from being a pet owner myself, you walk into a big pet store and there's 3 aisles, 4 shelves high, full of dog food. Where do you start? And so wanted to become, you know, suitably qualified to advise my clients on the best type of food for the dog. The vet nutrition advisor role takes it that next step further. So it helps people choose a diet for allergies and things like that. Obviously I'm not a vet, so I would always recommend that people go to the vets for things like that, but it's just taking my knowledge a bit further so I can help people, help my client.
So tell us more about the classes then that you run here at Oakwood.
Okay, we run a variety of classes. The basic ones are our puppy socialisation classes. They're from puppies that have finished their vaccinations right through to 20 weeks. They then go on to a beginner junior obedience course, so this is from 20 weeks up to a year old. Then we've got the adult obedience courses, which are from a year upwards. Obviously dogs of different ages, different behaviours, different problems, and the owners need different things from the classes. The puppies, people want to know about house training, whereas an adult dog doesn't need to know that information. So it's making sure that the classes run more smoothly. Plus, if you put a 12-week-old puppy with a 3-year-old big dog, you run the risk of scaring that puppy.
Yeah, sure.
So it runs a lot more smoothly. From there we've got intermediate obedience, advanced obedience. As you can see, we're starting to do the agility, fly ball, heel work to music. We're just starting to do a pat dog course, which is pets as therapy. So if people want to train their dogs to go into residential homes, they can do that with us as well. Sky's the limit.
So how many dogs do you take per class at the moment?
Per class, for the puppy class, a maximum of 5. For the adult and junior classes, 4. I find it runs more smoothly that way. If you put dogs in a room with 15 to 20 other dogs, they're so overwhelmed by the experience that they tend to not focus. Owner gets frustrated, dog gets stressed, and that's a bad mixture for good learning. So it keeps the dogs calm. A lot of people comment on how quiet the classes are because we don't get a lot of barking. So yeah, it works better. It keeps the owners less stressed as well, and they have fun, because that's really important for me as well, that, you know, if they're stuck with anything, they're not afraid to say, Jill, run me through that again.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got 20 other people just tend to sit there and not say anything.
Yeah,
so.
sure. And if you have people whose dogs need a little bit more intensive training, do you do one-to-one training as well?
Yeah, I do one-to-one training and behaviour consultations as well. So I do work with aggressive dogs, be it with people or other dogs, obviously on a one-to-one basis. And one-to-ones as well, if people work shifts, can't always make a run of 6-week courses, they can either come to the training centre here and do one-to-ones with me, or I can do home visits as well.
So the training days, tell us more about the training days and when they take place.
Okay, the training days run from October through to March. I find that's the best time, because from March to October is holiday season, so it's a struggle to get people in, but it's basically a day full of training. So rather than doing the 6-week course over 6 weeks, you do it in one day. We do clicker training, fun and tricks training, all sorts.
And finally, of course, today is the open day.
Yeah.
Because you've been going for a while now, but you mentioned to me that you're having another open day today.
Yeah.
Just basically so more people can come in from the area and get to know. So how's it been going so far?
It's been going really good so far. We've run off our feet, and we're using it to promote the new agility classes. So these people that are having a go now have not done agility before. I've just spent 5 or 10 minutes going through with them how to have a go with the obstacles, and now they're just having a bit of fun with it. So really busy, and it's all good.
Just quickly run us through the agility side.
Okay.
If somebody has a puppy or a dog maybe they've had for a couple of years and not really done any training with them, how long does it take to get a dog up to a fairly decent standard on agility?
Okay, well, I would say before you think about doing agility, you need to get the basic obedience first. So I'd think about enrolling on the beginner obedience course, which gives you the basics. You need a good recall, because obviously when they're off loose on a course, if they're just running around and you can't get them back to you, that's no good. So a 6-week course, and probably keep practicing over about 3 to 6 months, depending on how much work you put in. Then to go to the agility, again, doesn't take as long as you think if you do it in the right way. What we need to be careful of is not scaring the dogs. The seesaw is one obstacle that is easy to do. A lot of people just run the dogs up it, and when it pivots, it tilts, bang, it goes to the ground, the dogs jump off it, and then you can spend another 6 months trying to get them back on it. So if you do it all right and minimise the amount of mistakes the dog's making, you could probably spend 3 months and you'd give them the basics, they'd be competent on all the obstacles and having fun.